Are you someone who is very good with his work, but the moment you start speaking, people sense hesitation and nervousness, and as a result, they cut you off in between and your confidence is sabotaged? If you are the one, then this video is for you. In this video, we're going to discuss an important reason on why this happens and how you can fix it. So to start with, let's understand whether it is actually about your spoken words or something else. So what I want you to do, I want you to imagine. Imagine you are sitting in an audience and a speaker is about to start a presentation. And as the speaker walks up to the podium, be very honest. Before the speaker utters a single word, won't you form an opinion about the speaker? Won't you notice whether the speaker is looking confident or not? That whether he's roaring like a lion or hiding behind the podium? Won't you notice the energy level of the speaker? And if you would be able to notice it, that means there is something beyond words, isn't it? Now, as the speaker starts speaking, what is the second thing you're going to observe? Are you really going to observe what the speaker is saying about his content? Or are you going to observe the way he is speaking? That whether he says, "Good morning, everyone," or does he says, "Good morning, everyone"? If you're going to notice the way he is speaking, the second case, that means the way he speaks matter more than what he speaks, isn't it? So the first contact point between you and your audience is not your spoken words. It is your body language. The way you're looking, whether you're looking confident, whether you're looking energetic, or you're not looking confident or energetic. And second important point is how you speak. That is your para language. That whether your voice conveys that warmness, that energy, or is it dull and boring. So if you want to master communication, before you even move to the spoken words or content, first you need to master your body language and your para language, which is your non-verbal communication. And non-verbal communication is that reason why some speakers are able to create impact while others do not. Now just think about any time where people cut you off in between. Was it because of your content or the way you're speaking? No, it must be because of either the way you're looking at that time or the way you're speaking at that time. That is your body language and para language. Now, since we understand this, the question now is, what is good body language and para language? So to understand this, let's take another example. Let's say if I deliver a short pep talk on global warming, and while I'm delivering it, I say it like this. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about global warming. Now, what if I say, good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk about global warming. Which one sounds more impactful? Just think for a moment. And if the answer is second approach, now observe again what is the difference between the first and the second one. The difference is, in the first instance, my hands were closed and I was leaning on one side. Versus in second approach, my hands are open and my body weight is equally distributed. So that is the difference in body language. What is the difference? Difference is in openness. Difference is in leaning or being straight. So postures, leaning straight, shoulders down or shoulders up. And second difference is the way you're speaking, it is your pacing. In the first instant, I said, good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about global warming. What's this? Good morning, everyone. Did you notice the way I emphasized on each word? So my pacing is appropriate. Anytime you can observe Narendra Modi speaking, anytime you can observe any great cricketer or any great actor like Shah Rukh Khan speaking, they speak with an appropriate pace. They take pauses and they emphasize on important words. That's how the great communicators communicate. So, one you need to master is your postures to start with. Another thing you need to master for paralanguage is pacing. Take appropriate pauses and emphasize on certain words. Good morning versus good morning. Emphasize and appropriate pauses. And there are hundreds of other aspects. Like for paralanguage, I use a mnemonic called P3V, that you need to vary your pitch, pause, pace, and volume. For body language, there are aspects like eye contact. There are aspects like your dressing. How do you carry yourself? I'm not going to cover all these aspects, but to start with, just master these two elements. Number one, your body language must be open and your postures must be straight. You should not cover your vital organs, they should be open, they should be firm. And secondly, your pacing needs to be appropriate. If we just start mastering these two elements to start with, mark my words, your respect in the society, the way people would perceive you, the way you convey the same message, now it would change the game forever. Now your communication would be way more impactful. Now the question is, since you know what to do and what is good body language, now how to master it? What is needed to be done? Now, actually, to incorporate these elements, you need three things. Number one, you need a clear-cut part to practice. You might have seen hundreds of videos conveying the same thing, but did you improve? If the answer is no, then the reason can be that you did not define a clear-cut path for you. So define a clear-cut path for you. That how you're going to practice, what is going to be the topic, and for how many minutes, what is going to be the strategy. Define everything for you in advance. That's number one. Number two, define the ways to be consistent. That if you lose your consistency, how would you hold yourself accountable? That could be an accountability partner like a friend or a relative who will keep poking you. That could be, let's say, any award which you might be getting. Let's say you're using mobile phone and you'll say that if I don't get consistent, I'll stop using mobile phone for a day. So find ways to stay consistent, find ways to stay accountable. That's number two. And number three is define a deadline for you. Yes, if you do not define a deadline for your goals, you keep beating around the bush. You'll never be consistent with your goals. So these three are important elements. Now I'll share an example with you on how you can actually do that. For example, in Confident Orators Hub, members have a clear-cut path. That path is that first they need to deliver 26 speeches, in which 25 speeches are video speeches and one real life speech. I've also defined where they can post these videos, like they need to post their videos on Facebook community, and that one real life speech can be in a Toastmaster club or in any real life scenario or within our speech gym platform where they're actually facing a live audience. So 26 speeches and they get an Orator award. Now, once they get an award, it becomes a gamified process that we are going to get an award and people start working on it. Now, how do we stay accountable? Every week we hold an inner circle call where members can ask their questions and I'll keep poking that whether you're progressing in your journey or not. Apart from that, we also define an accountability partner to each member. That accountability partner helps the other person to stay consistent and accountable, and they communicate with each other and they become conversational buddies to each other. So if they've not taken any assignment seriously throughout the week, they can do that right there with their conversational partner slash accountability partner. So that's the second thing. Now, for all of these assignments, these 26 speeches of emerging orator, there is a deadline for them. Every 3 months, we run an event called Speakathon. And by the end of the Speakathon, members are encouraged to post their videos and get this title. Yes, they can resume their journey after one Speakathon once again as well, but a deadline is defined for them. And this is how the mind becomes clearly laser sharp focused and mind stays consistent. Now, the similar thing, I'm not talking about Confident Orators Hub only, but any great speaking platform in the world, be it Toastmasters or any other platform, has made a consistent, similar system. So you need to ask yourself, what could be that system for you? What could be these topics for you? And how you can stay accountable and what is going to be the deadline? And if you want my help regarding this, then I would invite you to connect for a 40 minutes free of cost consultancy where we are going to fix your body language by observing and making a strategy for you which is customized for you. So connect with us for a 40 minutes consultancy by filling the form which is there in the description and follow us for more such content, and I'll see you in the next video.